Hi, I am Debanjan IIM C, PGP2, I am Calcutta. I am a major in physics from IIT Kanpur. Right since my school days, I have been involved in several activities, with my favorite sport being table tennis. I am a big advocate of trekking and have gone on numerous trekking trips across Sikkim and Bhutan. But life in IMC hasn't seemed to allow that. By the second year, I seem to have become a bookworm. But I will always consider my days in IMC being the most transforming days of my life. I've always held a passion for quizzing, and my greatest achievement in school days was securing the runners up in CBSE Heritage India Quiz. In IMC, that passion for quizzing has transformed into a zeal for case study competitions. I had mixed results in them with few successes of late. I have achieved two major ones, and I hope I can make IIM Calcutta proud by winning them at the national level. I was some sort of an introvert essentially, always keeping to myself, but in my gradual stay in IMC, I am seem to have known a few people. No one can consider that a big success as we have guys in here who know almost the entire campus. But believe me, a transformation is always hard. From once being a scientist working alone 20 hours at a stretch, I have transformed into working in groups with mostly adding globe. I believe I have become pretty fast at that with my latest pull off being at my Sadman presentation. My interests have always been reading non-fiction, music, and movies, with my favorite book being Influencing India, Lobbying in the World's Largest Democracy by Sugato Harsha. The fascinating interplay of politics, economics, and business intrigues me the most, and this book says it all. Politics can mean many things to many people. To a young man, it's a dance of merriment with a can-do-anything spirit that makes the country great. To an old man, it's a fine, relaxed, fully paid holiday. To a mother in a family, it's a worship at the altar. To a father, it's a gateway to his favorite relaxation. And to us, the ordinary people, it's a hotbed of talking points, discussions, and the regular rants. What is the country coming to? To a businessman in the street, it's just a way of life. But life in politics and democracy allows many things to all races, creeds, and religions. A freedom to work with wherever you want, freedom of speech and the ability to peacefully assemble, freedom to own as much property you want, security from unlawful search or seizure, right to a speedy and public trial, protection from the law and excessive crimes, right to vote paves the way for all these. It is this freedom that has made politics what it is. India is going through turbulent times with growth slowing down and corruption holding its ground. It is in these times that a new era needs to be brought. Business is a sound way of contributing to growth, but business is forever constrained in the environment of politics. We have always known that in the long run, growth of an industry reaches its limit, which is the long-term GDP growth of the country. Any business, however small or large, is within the ambit of regulations, and any regulation is within the power of politics. If we consider the argument of politics shaping the country, we should consider the statement, a good administration cannot make good a bad policy. To illustrate, Napoleon had the finest administrations in the world, but with his policy of uncontrolled conquest, administration came to naught and France came to instant ruin. What India needs at this hour is strong policy, strong leadership to show the foreign investors that it is safe to invest in India. The safest bet to ensure the eradication of corruption is politics itself. Indian constitution is unique, with politics controlling both the legislative and the executive. Legislations make the law of the land, and the executive carries it out. So, to ensure long-term growth, synergy is needed to make business grow, create jobs, and ensure long-term growth and prosperity. Corruption survives in inefficiency. Gaps in administration, lack of oversight by a stretched judiciary only accentuate it. If one has to bring a business to entrepreneurship, one runs through this wall of inefficiency. Costs rise up and businesses fail. This furthers the inefficiencies and the vicious cycle sets in. All Indian conglomerates, business houses, and the public have got caught up in this mess. To clear this vicious cycle, one has to be inside the system to change it. Changing it from outside, like a revolution, can only cause bloodshed, which we have known through the travesties of history. Just entering business to contribute to India also relies on this mindset. Entering politics with a firm resolve, on the other hand, can give access to the real power center of the country, and that's where one can make a huge long term impact. Change policy, bring efficient administration, create environment for business and investment, and everything else will follow.